Hello, this is Benson George. Today we're going to start building out the continuous integration server that I was talking about in my last video. For our needs, we're going to be installing a Jenkins server on a bare bones Ubuntu machine. We also are going to be using Nginx as our web server. At the end of all of it, you should be able to have your very own Jenkins build server ready to go. We're going to be finally doing some configurations to extend the capabilities of your Jenkins build server, all in less than 6 minutes. Let's get to it. Click on the link above if you want to check out my previous video about designing a deployment workflow. First thing we need to do is log into our remote server. So I've already gone ahead and set that up, so let's do that now. Then you want to check if Java is installed on the machine, because we do need that. So let's go ahead and type in java-version. And this is going to tell you that Java is not installed on my machine. So I'm doing it bare bones right now. So let's go ahead and install it. All right, so now as apt is installing, let me just explain to you what apt is trying to do. Think of apt as an installer for Ubuntu. Instead of going to a website and downloading a software package, you can do it through apt. So we're going to just let this run. Now we're going to go through a series of commands in quick succession. I'm going to leave these commands in my video notes as well as my blog, so make sure to check those out. As they're running, I'll explain what each command does. The first one adds the key and source list to apt. The next one grabs a Jenkins package from a specific source. And finally, you want to update apt's cache to look at this new source to install Jenkins. Later, if you want to update Jenkins, all you would need to do is an apt-get update and apt-get install Jenkins, and that should update the version for you automatically. Because Nginx needs to serve out and accept web requests, we also need a basic web server. Let's go ahead and check if Nginx is installed. apt-get install-y Nginx. Now we check the status of our installed Nginx server. We type in service Nginx status and we should see it running. Make sure that your domain is set up to run Jenkins on port 8080. What I did here was run it against a subdomain of my main site. I'm going to point the browser to my subdomain and you should see Jenkins pop right up. A few more things before we wrap up. You need to grab the initial admin password from your server, and in order to do that, on Ubuntu, the file path is var lib jenkins secret admin password. Now let's make sure our build server is even more powerful by installing some default plugins. We're going to have Jenkins install the suggested plugins, and this should be just one click. The installation list may differ slightly from mine because of the Jenkins version you're installing. Next, we can start creating our first admin user for our build server to keep out unwanted people. Just a best practice tip here, I would have a user that has super administrator level access, another one for Git operations, and finally have each one of your users, primarily developers, also have access to your Jenkins. This way you know exactly who is doing what. Congratulations, you've got your Jenkins server all set up and ready to go. This is a server where all of your development projects are going to be built, tested, and deployed. If you have any questions about any of the steps that I shared with you or are getting stuck somewhere, I would love to help point you in the right direction. You can leave me a comment in the video below, or you can tweet me directly at Benson George. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting up a ton more information on how to set up these build servers. Finally, if you want to get comfortable with Jenkins quickly, I would recommend the Complete Jenkins course for developers and DevOps. It's a great 2.5-hour course that really packages up all the important concepts: sophisticated pipelines, creating automated triggers, installing agents. You can start measuring code quality and coverage of test cases. You'll have a solid grasp of Jenkins within a weekend. So in my next video, we're going to start adding Jenkins jobs and use it to build a project. I will see you next time.